being from the Jewish community, sometimes you have to draw the conflict in Israel, or something about Israel, or something about Judaism. It's hard. You have to express it. How? Because when you draw a Jew, many times they draw it with the black hat or with a big nose. How do you express Judaism without giving that image?
I mean, for me, that is like so far. I mean, I'm from New York, and so there are people who say, if you're from New York, even if you're not Jewish, you're Jewish. So to me, a Jewish person is not with a hat. That's like Hasidic. That's a small part of the very small part of the Jewish community. And I don't really get into the whole political. To me, that is like just so horribly tragic. Every day it just makes me totally depressed. If that's, it's only funny in the blackest horrible way where you just think, this is such a good idea to keep fighting until everybody is dead. Let's just do that until everyone is dead. And so I don't like to even. That's not what I do my cartoons about.
Thank you. That's a good idea. That's perfect, because with that you summarize what they do, and that's very bad because it's like an image they do of some people, like not only with Jews, with other people that they use cartoons to make them to make a profile of the people, and that's not correct.
This is not even. I don't even understand that. But maybe that's from like another. Maybe that's like any kind of racist thing. If you grew up in a place where you never saw Asian people and you drew people who are Asian, I don't know, with a big pigtail down their back or something. I mean, this is a weird. It's a stereotype that doesn't even make any sense.
In Mexico there was still people that think that Jews still have horns.
Oh yes.
Or people in the United States that think that all the Mexicans were wearing great hats because that's the stereotype they made, and most of it with some cartoons. And I think it's not the way to make cartoons or to make people laugh.
Oh, it's insane. It's totally insane. Well, I went to Australia, and I think they thought I was being serious. I said, "Oh, where's all the kangaroos?" I was like, "Of course, there's no kangaroos in Melbourne. I'm not stupid, but that's a stereotype. You go to Australia, you'll be walking down the street, there's going to be like kangaroos all around.
Yes, you go to Japan or China, and you hope and you expect to see every place a rice, and that's it. That's stereotype that has made.
No, it's insane.
Do you think with your cartoons you can dissolve these stereotypes, painting in a different way?
I don't know. I mean, I really just draw. I have no idea. I mean, I hope, but I don't do it on purpose. I really just draw cartoons of what I think is funny to make people laugh. That's my.
Thank you very much for that.
Okay.
What do you think you left all the people who watch you now and were impressing with you here at the Ciudad de las Ideas?
I hope that my drawings translated into Spanish all right. Humor is very idiomatic and idiosyncratic, and I hope that the jokes translated, because the thing I love about cartoons the most is the ability to make me laugh. So
you say something in your speech about people asking you if you only do a draw a week and that's it. That's not a joke. But it's not really. You have to express in a draw a concept, an idea. Many times it's easier to draw, to speak and say, "Oh, this happened," or write it. But in a draw, you have just an image to do it. How hard is that?
Well, I like it. There's a kind of element of compression. I feel like if you can say it in this much space, don't take up this much space. And I think also with humor, sometimes if you say it shorter, it's funnier. Not always, but sometimes.
Which has been the most complicated draw or character you have made, or it can be?
The most complicated.
Yes, for you. I'm not going to put this. I'm going to put this. Which one? Because it has to be a very elaborate concept.
Sometimes, actually, the more complicated the drawing, it can be very counterintuitive. A very simple drawing sometimes I'll have to draw it over and over and over again to get it right. It's kind of like if you're making a very complicated cooking thing, and that might turn out perfectly if you follow all the instructions. But then doing something like just roasting a chicken, making something very simple can actually be the hardest.
Tell me something. You like to draw political, cooking, What is your best
Social comment, and more than political, more than anything else, it's just people, behaving every day, and men and women, and parents and children, anything like that. Somebody in school, somebody at work, just the funny stuff that goes in the supermarket, anything that happens that is just funny to me.
Are there times that when you draw, people doesn't understand you? How do you feel? That say, I didn't understand you.
Yeah, I feel bad. I mean, I don't go out of my way to be obscure, but on the other hand, I draw for myself. The only way I can tell something is funny is if I think it's funny. I can't say, well, what do other people think it's funny, because everybody has their own sense of humor, and what I might think is funny is not funny to somebody else.
If you have to paint or draw your participation here at Ciudad de las Ideas, or all the Ciudad de las Ideas, what will you draw?
I would just draw people. I draw all the time. I love to doodle. I would just draw people sitting at a table or at a bus stop. I just love to draw. I just love to draw and doodle all the time.
All right, you are going to draw something now?
Do you want me to?
Sure.